everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome to Pj-Cosmopolitan. I'm Peace and I film about faith, health, book reviews, cooking and lifestyle in general. Okay, so I'm a registered nurse and midwife, and today I'm going to be talking about something very vital and important. Okay, and probably I know it's not the first time somebody is going to tell you about why you should limit excess fat consumption, why you should cut down on the amount of sodium, salt that you take, why you should work out more often and the likes. Okay, but today I'm going to be sharing more in-depth knowledge on why you should make informed and responsible decisions as regards to your health, and avoiding harmful habits, as well as seeking medical assistance when and while it is necessary. But before I dive in depth, I want to take this little opportunity, okay, to appreciate my tribe and my little community. I know that at the moment we are just a little bit above 200. We are not there yet, right? We are not there yet, but for as many who have supported me, dropped a comment, a question, a reaction, something on my page, I really see all of it. I appreciate it, and I do not take this opportunity for granted. And please, if this is the first time you're stopping by, do not also forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So a great percent of what happens to our health or our health outcome depends largely on what we eat, what we consume. Okay, on a daily basis, the number of hospital visits, admissions, casualties and mortalities continue to rise over issues that I believe could be resolved with just healthy life, like adoption of healthy lifestyles. I'm not saying that everybody who's in the hospital is there because of diet, okay, or because they didn't choose healthy living. There are some diseases and there are some issues that you don't really have control over, especially for people who have hereditary issues, okay, and I understand that percentage of people, but to a large extent, take this from me, I'm giving you this information firsthand because I've been in the hospital for a while, so I can tell you firsthand that, you know, a sick person, the last thing on a sick person's mind is goals, is future ambitions and all of that. The only thing that matters to them at that time is their health, and they are willing to do anything. That's why if they tell them, oh, this is the amount of money, even when you don't have it, because you don't want to be lost in that situation. You don't want to pass on from that situation. You are going to probably do everything you can, you know, to raise money, to speak to people, if it means working extra hours and all of that, just to, you know, compensate for your health. That's what I'm saying. That is if you have the means to do that. For somebody who can still is mobile and all of that. For some people who are in their terminal ages of sickness, they're just praying for like maybe a little, you know, this is somewhat a very sensitive issue. I'm not, you know, in any way saying that it is easy, okay? But I'm saying that you could improve your health if you know something, like if you are aware of something that can improve or triple, okay, the outcome of your health, like in 2-3 times over. Won't you or shouldn't you be ready or willing to do it? I know the number of times people have shared things like, oh, if you don't do this might probably happen. But when people share information about as regarding healthy lifestyles and all of that, we're not doing it because we want to scare people, because as long as nobody is nobody is immune from issues, okay, but there are some things that if you take responsibility for, you're probably going to enjoy the benefits in the long run. And take it from me, eating healthy or making healthy choices is a great way to invest in yourself, okay, and a healthy diet is essential for good health and nutrition. Okay, it's very, very important. It has a lot of benefits. It protects you from a host of chronic non-communicable diseases ranging from heart problems like hypertension, atherosclerosis, cardiovascular issues and all of that, to diabetes, to cancer and all of that. You can, you know, all of that can be prevented by just eating a healthy diet. Okay, and aside from that, a healthy diet comprises of foods ranging from legumes to fruit and vegetables to staple foods like your cereals, maize, rice, millet and all of that, to your tuber crops like your cassava, your root crops, yam and all of that, potatoes and all of that. And of course, animal food from animal sources like protein, lean meats, and eggs and all of that, dairy products in general. Okay, and yeah, just a combination of all of these things make up a healthy diet, but you need to know how to eat them in their rightful proportion and how it should be combined and all of that. So beyond that, let's talk about the practical ways. People are asking, okay, fine, we already know we should not do this, we should not do that. What are practical ways to eat healthy or to make healthy choices or decisions over, I'm talking about food now. Okay, the first one is that you should eat less fat. Hey, I'm so worried, with the way people eat fat. People eat a lot of saturated fat. They fry their food. Like, there's no theory that says all your food has to be fried before it's sweet or delicious, before it gives you a particular kind of taste. Sometimes we have to choose like quality over the scenery, over the dramatic things that we do. Sometimes we want to make our food appear appealing. We want them to look attractive and all of that. Beyond the attraction and all of that, did we prepare that food in such a way that the fatty content or the fatty composition is reduced or limited? You don't have to always fry your food. Just try as much as you can to limit excess fat. And number two is that you should avoid sedentary lifestyles. What I mean is that you should reduce the number of time that you sit at a place. Okay, inactivity is one major issue that contributes to or that makes one prone to all these health issues and all of that. But if you're one who moves around often, that helps to improve your circulation. That promotes it promotes blood supply, helps your heart with oxygenation and all of that, and you benefit from that. So you cut down on screen, because most of the people who are on screen time or who spend long hours on their or have long screen time, okay, they prioritize sedentary lifestyles, activities to recreational activities, and that's not too healthy. Okay, so times or hours you think you put or you invest in your screen time can be properly maximized into doing physical things like engaging in brain taxing events, things that make you think, that makes you mentally alert, okay, that takes you from here to there, like you move around and all of that. These are practical ways of eating healthy. Another way is to check your weight regularly. Check your weight regularly, honestly, because if you don't, you can never understand how these things happen sometimes. Like, there was a time, like for a period of I think 3 months or thereabout, I didn't check my weight. So when suddenly I said, let me just check, like, if you see the way I was so worried and concerned, because never could I have had that kind of idea that I was already on that kind of weight. Like, it didn't occur to me at all. And sometimes it's like that. You've put on so much weight that you don't even realize it. But if you weigh yourself often, it helps you to be on track or put you back on the right path. Okay. Another way is to take multivitamin supplements. Okay, you can check with your doctor, for which and which to take. But there's some essential multivitamins that are necessary for daily living, like your zinc, like your calcium, your iron, folic acid, especially for women, breastfeeding mothers, and lactating mothers. Okay. And all of that are really essential. We're not saying men cannot take iron and folic acid. It's also good for them because it has great benefits for them as well. Okay. Then get enough sleep. A lot of people don't sleep. They walk around the clock. The time they should spend sleeping, they spend it on their screen. They watch movies from midnight to midnight, from daytime. They are on their phone, on social media and all of that. You need good sleep. See, sleep is one major way the body rejuvenates, and I cannot begin to over-explain how good or how important sleep is. Okay, it helps to regulate your circadian rhythm. I'm still going to talk about the benefits, but these are practical ways to help to eat healthy. Okay, to eat healthy or to maintain healthy lifestyle. Cut down on alcohol. Somebody might be asking, okay, what is the percentage of alcohol I'm supposed to be taking? According to the World Health Organization, there is no safe percentage. Okay, it is. I know that it could be a stroke, especially if you've been on alcohol and all those kind of drinks for a very long time. But with discipline, You know what discipline is? Discipline is not cheap, but if you're committed to do it, you're going and you put your mind into it and you work towards it, okay? Because sometimes it's amazing that people are struggling with a particular kind of thing, but they still put themselves in situations that will put them back on something they are trying to walk away from. For instance, if you're somebody who is heavy or you're a heavy drinker and you keep friends who are also drinkers, you're going to struggle with that, and it might, in fact, it might get to be impossible, let me say that, for you to cut down or cut that away totally. Or you go to parties where they use alcohol in a very large extent, or you just engage in habits where it is being triggered. You're amongst family members who will always give it to you. Of course, there's no way you're going to come out of that anytime soon. So alcohol consumption and smoking, it's what's the word now? It complicates your life in a very great way, and it has a lot to do with how what's it called? The prognosis of every health issue that you have. I mean, like how quickly you recover, your chances of recovering, and how well that you recover. So if you take alcohol and smoking away from your health, I mean, your lifespan is extended to a great level according to science and research. Yeah. You also need to prioritize high protein diets like fish, meat, dairy product. But most importantly, you should know that not every kind of meat, red meat, red meat are not too healthy. Processed meats, especially red meat, they are not so healthy as opposed to lean meats, okay, to fish and all of that. So you might want to consider or prioritize more on healthy meats consumption, meats that you prepared by yourself, like not overly processed, okay. All these spices, we are always, fine, it makes our food appealing, but it's, to me, it's all the drama. Like sometimes you just have to stay away from all of this dramatic kind of cooking. Prioritize your health over the sentiment that people give to you. This is looking attractive, this looks sweet, or probably even the taste it gives to you sometimes. But the fact that it tastes in a certain way, okay, and it is healthy, is achievable. Like there is a way you can prepare your food. It gives you quality as well. It gives you the drama. I call it drama, I don't know what to call it now, but it gives you that sentiment and all the whatever, the charisma, food accolades that you want to have. Okay, you can have it all, but it depends on your choice. You have to make that decision. And another thing is to limit sugar intake. Almost all our carbohydrates are saturated with sugars, okay, whether we like them or like it or yes, okay, but we need to know. So the amount of calories that we take in and the expenditure of these calories, especially people who take fizzy drinks, I mean, what do you call it? Beverages. No, sorry, not beverages. People who take carbonated drinks, people who take carbonated drinks and fizzy drinks, they are not really healthy because they are all processed. They contain a lot of chemicals, preservatives and all of that. Then you also need to prioritize organic food, fresh, locally sourced, as opposed to the inorganic that is usually available. Those ones are usually always, oversaturated with chemicals, pesticides, even during their planting time and all of that. So, and you need to eat more fruit and vegetables. Then finally, I'm going to say that you should drink water, stay hydrated. A lot of people, I wonder how an average adult, sometimes they only take like 1 or 2 cups. They eat just a large plate of food and it's just 1 cup of water. What is that? It depends on the size anyway. Some people's just single mug of water is about 500 mils. And okay, consider taking like about at least 3 or 500, that's 1.5 liters, right? Every single day. That is, it helps you stay hydrated, and that has a lot of benefit. Helps your gut system, helps your digestive tract, and generally helps your your health. It helps your health because a lot of processes are taking place in your body when you eat, because constantly people are always eating one thing or the other. I don't think, except you're fasting. If you're not fasting, I don't think there's anybody who doesn't eat something at least one day every single day. And the fact that your body gets subjected to eating something at least once every single day means that you need water for that thing you are eating to be processed, whether you like it or not. So stay hydrated, properly hydrated. Now let's talk about the benefit. What is the benefit? What do you stand to gain? You know, all these things are practical ways, because you might be saying, I don't know how to do. We'll just talk about general practical ways of what you should do. Limit alcohol and tobacco intake, cut down on sugars, carbonated and caffeinated drinks, limit your sodium intake. Some people eat sodium, they eat raw sodium like anything. I mean, you need to limit your sodium intake. It is a great contributor it's a great contributor to health and cardiovascular issues. Okay, not just that, even your renal system has a lot of things to do with sodium, so you have to limit sodium intake. We've talked about checking your weight regularly, maintaining a healthy weight, avoiding or limiting screen or sitting time. That is your sedentary lifestyle. Choosing healthy cooking, like prioritizing healthy cooking as opposed to the dramatic cooking. Take it from me that way. And many of the other things that we've talked about. So let's quickly dive into the benefit. Let's talk about the benefits of eating healthy. What do you stand to gain when you eat healthy? Okay, there are so many benefits you stand to get. Like, I don't think I can even exhaust the benefits that I have, but I'm just going to share a few of them. Okay, the first one, or the most important on my list, is promoting weight loss. Let me tell you something. There is no amount of product. I understand that, okay, like surgery is an alternative option, but aside surgery, I don't think it's everybody who can afford, apart from the cost implication. There could be complications in the long run, and of course, you know that you can also lose your life when you go for surgeries. I'm not saying this to scare anyone who wants to go for surgery to improve their weight or all of that. If you can afford it and you have a competent person or a personnel, of course, why not? You can go for it. But beyond all of that, I'm saying that the most affordable, the cheapest, non-complicated way, okay, to lose weight is watching what you eat, like modifying of diets. As much as we don't like to say these things, it saves you a lot of things. Like, there was a time that I was trying to, just bring down my weight a little bit from what it was to, okay, like that time I told you, when I checked it, I wasn't really comfortable with my weight at the time. I only just decided that, okay, for this period of time, I'm just going to be eating once a day. I mean, once a day, and I'm going to be taking plenty of water. I wasn't doing so much. Of course, that's a lot of discipline to say eating once a day, because of course, I have to like modify my appetite, like, and I have to endure the hurt of not eating and all of that. I'm not saying that you should starve yourself exponentially. I don't know how to say it this way, but that's just how I want to say, like, that's just one way I want to explain it. But within the space of 2 weeks, I was already seeing drastic changes. Like, the weight dropped from, like obvious changes, as much as like say 3-4 kg in just a period of just like 3-4 weeks. That's a lot of benefits. So I think that anyone who is really struggling on their weight, apart from just like modifying and all of that, sometimes you just want to cut down on the ration, like the portion of the food that you eat, and you want to prioritize on what exactly is the constituent of what you eat. Okay, you don't have to do so much. That alone can help you with your weight loss, because at the time you won't even have time to be eating carbohydrate that you're running away from, from taking maybe drinks that you don't want to take and all of that. I'm not saying that's the best way to lose weight. That's just my own personal, experience I'm sharing, and just to prove to you that it is achievable. Like, losing weight is achievable. It could be a struggle, especially when it has a lot to do with you modifying you're starving yourself gratifications and all of that, which is discipline. Like I said before, discipline is not cheap. It's costly, it is expensive, but the end result is actually priceless. If you can take the pain of doing that, you're going to enjoy weight loss. Then the second one I want to talk about, before I continue, I want to emphasize that there are a lot of chemical products, a lot of weight loss green tea that people are selling, like commercial products on the rise, just for people to to modify their weight. I'm not saying it works or it doesn't work, because I am not a fan of all of those. You can choose what works for you eventually, like in the long run, it's your choice, okay? But I'm saying that you get to buy products that you don't even know the constituent, probably, because the sellers will obviously not tell you the complication, just except on a few cases when they tell you, you might have constipation, you might have this, you might have that. There are a lot of there are a lot of complications associated with the usage of a lot of all these commercialized products, green teas, certain medications. In fact, people take a lot of lipid medications just to modify their health. I'm not saying it's not good, because sometimes when your health is challenged, you just want to jump at every opportunity, but not every open opportunity is for you. Not every open opportunity is beneficial in the long run. That's all I have to say. Let me just leave it at that. Now, the second benefit of eating healthy is that it strengthens your bones. Like, a lot of people have issues with their bones now, like not just their long bones and all of that, even their teeth, their joints and all of that. They have issues with mobility, movement and all of that, just for and some of these things, let me not just say so, just for like most of these things can be modified if only we adjust our diet. Just go down, take away that processed food you're always eating. Stop drinking that overly saturated carbonated drink you are always taking. Some people, there is no day, like they are so addicted to carbonated drink and fizzy drink, like no day passes without them drinking it. You take Coke, you take Coke. All these things, it will eventually tell in the long run. You might be enjoying it now, but you have to consider the eventualities you have or you might face in the long haul. Okay, are you going to be proud of yourself, of how your turnout is from decisions that you personally, because at the end of the day it's your choice. Okay, I can sit down here and share all of these things for all I care, but you can still choose to decide what you want to do, okay, with your life, because after all, we're all adults. Okay, but I believe that you're going to benefit from what I am sharing. Truly, I work in a hospital and I know how important it is for your health for you to have your health. Sound one at that. It's something that we don't thank God enough for. That's the truth. So that's the second benefit of eating healthy diet. So before I move away from that point, I want to emphasize that, the pain of having a tooth extraction, I've not had an extraction before, and by God's grace I've not had any issues with my teeth before. Okay, so I'm just telling this story from a second-hand view, from people who are close to me. I have a friend and I know of a couple of persons who have done teeth extraction, and even people who didn't do the extraction who had issues with their teeth because of cavities, tooth plagues and all of that. It's very painful. Like, it's really very painful. Some of these things can be avoided. I'm not saying in all cases. In some cases there's really nothing you can do, but in some cases you can do something for it to be averted, and that is choosing to live healthy. All those people who chew gum, there's some people who chew gum like every day. They chew gum every single oh God, these things I'm saying, it's not funny really, but that's how it is. They chew gum every blessed day. It's not really healthy. You are really harming your tooth, you're harming your teeth, if that's how to say it. So cut down on the amount of sugars. We mentioned all of that before. So helps you maintain healthy teeth, healthy bones, healthy joints. You are 90, you are 80 and you are still sharp. You know what that means. So let's go to the next point. It helps to prevent and manage diabetes. That's a benefit of eating healthy. Carbohydrate contribute largely to the reasons why we all have sugars in our blood. I'm not saying in unhealthy ways, both in healthy and unhealthy ways, because when you start having insulin resistance and all of that due to diabetes, it's largely also due to carbohydrate processing, reabsorption and insulin issues and all of that, which is largely contributed by what you eat as well. So whether you already have a type 1 diabetes or you are having a type 2 diabetes, lifestyle or food modification is one great way you can get better, you can heal from it, you can be healthy even with diabetes. But for people who don't have it yet, I know there's something you can as well do. But from people who people who have hereditary, even if you have the trait, like you have possibility, you can still benefit from eating healthy even with that case. So it improves your blood circulation, choosing water as your drink over other processed or fizzy drinks, and eating less processed food, less less processed food, lean meat as opposed to the red meat and processed meat we're always eating is a great way. Cereals, legumes, fruit and vegetables, you're going to benefit a lot, especially if you're trying to prevent or you're trying to treat diabetes in any of the ways. Another important benefit of eating healthy is that it helps longevity of life, like it promotes longevity, whether you like it or not. Okay, there is a scientific research evidence-based proof that the kind of food that you eat kind of improves or increases your lifespan. Okay, by improving your overall well-being, your mood, your energy levels, and in a way it increases your lifespan, whether you like it or not. And foods that helps in these kind of ways include salad greens, berries, nuts, proteins, legumes, fruits, and all of that. They help a long way, and they can boost your lifespan because they promote your general well-being, so you don't fall sick, like your immunity is intact. Okay, now the next one, it helps your digestive functioning, whether we like it or not. The kind of food that we eat contributes to how well, sometimes there's some certain food that you yourself you ate, and it is responsible for your constipation. So when you're eating the kind of food that you eat, so if it has the capacity to do that, it also has the capacity to kind of improve or disapprove your digestive system. So there are certain foods, especially fibers, that help to promote your gut system and generally help to improve your digestive system. Fibers, fruit and vegetables, and plenty of water. Okay, so the next benefit is it improves the health of your skin, whether you like it or not. See, I don't know, on a daily basis, a lot of people buy one product or the other. I'm not saying you should not prioritize skin products. If that's what you like to invest in, of course, go for it. This is just a medical advice or tip, okay, that you're going to benefit from. You see, it's amazing, okay, and it's really it's, I don't know, the rate at which people sell skin product, organic product right now is on the rise, and all this borders down on issues that people have with their skin and skin products. Some people are fortunate enough, like someone like me. I can't remember the last time, the only thing that I think is just like a basic requirement for that is an essential, like for someone like me, like maybe skin sunscreen, which is not even an everyday thing because of the kind of place I live anyway. But if you're someone who actually goes out in the sun, of course sunscreen is good. But aside from that, I'm maybe probably moisturizing my face with, which is my normal body cream and all of that. I don't invest heavily on just product that some people have. A lot of product they use a different one for their palms, they use a different one for their skin, they use a different one for their neck, a different one for their scalp, a different one for their face. It's good if you can afford it, but I know that for an average person, especially somebody who's just trying to survive, you guys know what I'm talking about. Some people just want to be like, they just want to have food on their table, a decent job that can pay their bills and all of basic. To some other people, it's luxury. To some other people, it is not. If you can afford it, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? So don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying that this can save you. Eating healthy can save you a whole lot of issues with your skin, ranging from acne to dermatological issues, like pimples. I don't know, a lot of health issues. People have a lot of health issues that they are genuinely struggling with. Some of them are related to hormonal issues. Some of them are idiopathic. I mean, you can't even tell the cause. You just know that this person has been going through these episodes of skin breakout and all of that, and they can't even tell you categorically like this is the cause. Even a dermatologist cannot even say sometimes that okay, this as related to this is the reason why it is happening or not. So I'm just saying, on a general note, you get to benefit from investing in your skin, and or the cheapest way you can invest in your skin is to eat healthy. Drink plenty of water. Like I can't begin to overemphasize the benefit of being hydrated. Like just taking a lot of water, taking a lot of fruits. Like you can practicalize what I'm trying to say. Like you can, except you have a major skin or dermatological problem you are genuinely struggling with. But if yours is just a minor, you just want to maintain beauty, aesthetics and all of that, you can just choose to try out living on fruit and vegetables for like just 1 month. Don't rub all those artificial inorganic products on your face. Fine, they claim it's organic, but it's not, because they are processed, they contain a lot of chemicals, they interfere with your normal natural collagen, fiber, skin layers and all of that. So of course they have their own effects. There's a way it drastically affect your skin, and you can see there are some things that you don't even know they are the things affecting you until you stop them. That's the truth. So it saves you a lot of money, cost effective. Like, you just eat fruit every single day. Make sure that you take fruit just and see the turnout, see your skin, the way it appears. Eat nuts, eat fruit and fruits, eat vegetables, eat legumes. Yeah, a lot of all these fast food and junk food we consume contribute to acne, to breakout and all these things, skin reactions and disorders that people have, eczema and the likes, and even hygiene. That's a long way to go, but just with eating healthy, you can correct or prevent a host of them, and eventually can also save money. Okay, because somebody can tell how healthy you are just from looking at your skin. Yeah, some people have very dry skin, some have not so dry skin. Okay, some people have oily kind of skins, different kind of skins. Okay, but just in the long run, this is just a medical advice. A healthy diet helps considerably to reduce stress. Okay, it provides the body the required energy, provides the body with the extra energy that it requires to cope with and to deal with stress. It helps the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is your internal clock that modulates your sleep, your rest, what you eat, and when you sleep and when you wake up. Okay, so when you eat good food, it helps you to be like, well, aligning our circadian rhythm with our meals helps with our general weight loss, reduces the risks of cardiovascular disease, and generally help us to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Food that are high in protein, fiber, vitamins and nutrients. Okay, and a good quality, like a good amount of all the prudent nutrient that we need, like we talked about carbohydrate, protein, the fat and oil in their rightful proportion. All these things helps us to modulate our circadian rhythm and put us on track. So another benefit of eating healthy is that it improves our productivity. Of course, when you eat good food, healthy diet, balanced diet, it helps you not to consume junk food. Because most time when you eat junk food, you are not really satisfied. You eat burger, let's say you eat burger in the morning, it just like fills your appetite. You're not satisfied, your body is not even nourished. Okay, just before you long after that, you're hungry again, you buy fizzy drink, you take like a bottle, maybe before like 1 hour again, you're hungry again. All of this, because you don't have, your body is not being provided with the adequate energy and nutrient that is necessary. Okay, so it's impairs your productivity. You're not giving your best. Okay, because you don't have the available or the needed calories, proteins and vitamins that your body needs to do the work that it needs to do, especially if you do a mental requiring activity, or your kind of job requires mental alertness and a lot of input from thought processes and all of that. So it improves your productivity. That's an added advantage of just investing in good food. Is that not a plus? Yeah. Then eating good food also reduces your chances of developing cancer. Cancer is a very complex condition or terminology, okay, that I don't want to begin to go into. But of course, we understand that it emanates from a series of cells radically multiplying, and sometimes the causes are even idiopathic. You can't lay a hand on the exact cause. Okay, and while a few of them are usually hereditary. Okay, but there are a lot of things that we do today that contribute to our risks of developing cancer, like the kind of food that we eat, products that we take in, that we consume, processed food, frizzy and processed fast food, junk food. Okay, some of them, because there are no antioxidants in these things, there are no essential nutrients, our immunity is not boosted, rather it suppresses our immunity. It weakens our cell. There's accumulation of free radicals in the body from poor foods that we eat, or junk foods that we consume. Okay, but just think about investing in a healthy diet, or eating a balanced or a prudent diet keeps you healthy all the year long. I'm not saying that you don't even fall sick at all, but even when you do, because your immunity is strong, you have your immunity retained, your body recovers quickly from whatever ailment that it is. So it helps to prevent cancers. Fruits like brightly colored fruits, berries, apples, nut fruits, yeah, all these brightly colored fruits. Not only brightly colored fruits, there are so many on brightly colored fruits that are also anti-carcinogenic. Okay, So invest a lot in your fruits and your vegetables. You're going to appreciate me later. Then eating healthy helps to reduce your risk of diseases because it builds your immune system. Yeah, there are some people who are generally susceptible to infections and diseases because their immunity is low at a particular or at a certain time. People like pregnant women, like newborn babies, like aging people, like very old and very young people. Okay, they're susceptible to catching or developing infection very quickly or rapidly than every other person because generally their immunity is low due to all these things I've mentioned. Okay, but eating healthy diet is a great way to invest in, okay, just to improve immunity because it builds it reduces all those cholesterol and abnormal fat, this thing that you accumulate, and it eradicates the generation of free radicals and in a way generally improves your mood, increases your energy levels for productivity for your daily living. Okay, so there's a lot of benefits. Some other benefits include that it delays aging, then it improves the hope of the future generations. Of course, the kind of food that we eat now is going to have a lot of impact in how our future generations will turn out to be. I know that you know, because before the advent of all these the prevalence of all these processed foods, we didn't have as much as disease ailment and discoveries as much as we're having today. But because all these things came to be, a lot of other health issues were developed as well. So the same thing is true for what happens to future generations if we don't halt some of these processes, if we don't invest heavily on healthy living, healthy lifestyles, making responsible decisions. Of course, it has a long way and it's going to tell in the hope of our future generations. So I've talked about delaying aging, I've talked about the hope for future generation, and also it also helps a source of income. It's a boost source of income for local farmers. Whether we like it or not, when we invest greatly in or in locally sourced products that are very organic, our farmers benefit rather than all these processed ones that are, super saturated with fat, with preservatives and all of that, and they have side effects in the long run because some people don't even heat up these things; they just open them and they eat them straight up. Okay, but when we contribute, or when we take and consume locally sourced product, we are in a way contributing to the income of local farmers. We're helping them to build their economy, and that's an encouragement to them. Imagine if the products of local farmers are not being purchased, there won't be encouragement for them to produce more, of course, and the things they are even producing are even more beneficial to what we are getting from inorganic sources. So I've mentioned about 20 benefits there, 20 whole benefits. And I believe that with these few points, of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you, right? To make better informed decisions, responsible decisions as regards your health, okay? Avoiding harmful habits, and also seeking medical care and attention when it is necessary. I hope that this will help somebody. Thank you so much for your time, and if you have stuck with me, like if you've been with me from the beginning up until now, really, you are the real MVP. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping by. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video with someone who you know will benefit from this. I really appreciate your contributions. Your comments, your likes, your questions. What else do you want me to talk about? Or what kind of, if you have questions as regards anything that I've talked about, you want to clarify, of course. This is a platform where we learn, okay? Feel free to call my attention, okay? I really appreciate your time. And I remain peace, Ogunrobi, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.